Yo, what's going on, Indie Warriors? How you all been? Me? Well, thanks for asking. It's been pretty busy over here bringing a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming in June, but you know, it's a new week, so that means brand spanking new indies. We ain't slowing down. We've got the rundown on all of the releases that have us pumped for the week of June 23rd through the 27th of 2025. Brand spanking new indie game releases, some pretty big hitters, so fasten your seatbelts. You're in for a hell of a ride. And hey, why not ride along with us over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can gain Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community, enjoy early ad-free shows, receive a shout out at the end of every video we produce, our podcast 3 days early, and so much more. Right now we're shooting for a stretch goal so that we can make our podcast into a video format. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alright, before we dive into all of those awesome, incredible indie game releases for the week, we'd like to take a moment to thank our excellent indie sponsor for this episode. It's Landshark Games with their upcoming indie release, Grifford Academy, launching on Steam on the 25th of June. Even better, there's a demo available for you to try right now, so go ahead and use our link in the description box below to add the game to your wishlist and give it a spin for yourself. This coming-of-age RPG is designed to be welcoming for newcomers, with streamlined RPG mechanics and classic genre staples, turn-based combat, a charming cast of characters, mystical monsters, and of course, a few villains. In Grifford Academy, you'll follow 3 students, Erica, Viva, and Cap, who are pulled into the realm of Caldria through a magical book. Featuring a story mode for those who don't want to stress over a challenge, and a strategy mode for players that want their foes to put up a fight, the game features an easy-to-understand leveling system, and those oh-so-classic turn-based battles. Unlike traditional RPGs, Grifford Academy leans into visual novel-style storytelling, with an overworld map guiding players through shops, quests, and battles. The hand-drawn art and grand orchestral soundtrack add to its unique storybook charm. Launching first in early access, Grifford Academy will contain the full main story, meaning no cliffhangers, and the developers are going to listen to you, making the game better and better. Plus, in early access, it's going to be available at a discounted price, and you can play the game on your trusty Steam Deck. Nice! So what are you waiting for? Use the link in our description box below and add Grifford Academy to your wishlist today. It's pure magic. Literally, pun intended. Don't believe me? Try the demo for yourself. Once again, a huge thank you to Landshark Games for sponsoring this video. But you know what time it is now? It's on to the indies. Okay, thirsty ladies and gentlemen, how about a cup of joe? Hey, that's my name. First on our list is Not Monday Cafe, a game where, kinda like that Morrissey song, every day is like Sunday, except it's Monday. This cool cup of cappuccino, actually hot cup, I guess, is the opposite of being amped up on caffeine, as it's an idle simulation game that will brew nicely at the bottom of your display, meaning you can casually work the cafe, study, and chill as you grow crops and ultimately serve up delicious dishes and drinks to furry friends. Not Monday Cafe will also feature Twitch streaming integration if you'd like to brew in front of a live audience. Freak it, we'll do it live. Freak it. That's not what he said. Moving along, we have a new indie release for you survival horror fans out there, and it's called NEDRA. NEDRA gonna give you up. NEDRA gonna let you down. Here you must rely on stealth and stay out of the way of evil frostwalkers who are able to sense heat. This would be a really bad time to rip a fart. Oh, shit, the frostwalkers are coming for me! Manage your temperature better than I just did, explore a massive Soviet station in the freezing cold, and attempt to unlock multiple endings in this atmospheric release that calls back to John Carpenter's The Thing and the indie classic Amnesia. Alright, while I never delivered packages myself, I did have a few jobs where I had to stack the packages that were to be delivered into a massive cargo crate and also the back of trucks. My back still kinda hates me for that job, but in Outrider Mako, delivering packages looks fun. This game appears to be a little bit all over the place with some bullet hell action, boss fights, and at its core, a delivery system where you're trying to get packages where they need to go so that you can collect stamps and ultimately escape this strange world that you found yourself in. Sounds unhinged in the best of ways. I would expect no less from Playism. Really interesting publisher, I enjoy most of their games. Up next, we have Gales of Nayeli, launching on June 23rd. It's coming to us from Blind Coco Studios, an RPG with some gorgeous hand-painted artwork and tactical magical duels. It looks like this game will use a classic grid-based structure that you've probably seen in a million other games of this genre before. You'll have 35 different characters, a bunch of stats to mess around with, the whole shebang. If you're a fan of this genre, you probably have a good idea of what you're getting here, but the artwork looks great, and I can always use another strategy RPG, so I ain't complaining. Maybe strategically throw this one on your wish list at the least, if you don't end up purchasing the full game. You've got your Digimon, you got your Pokemon, there's always the Mon games going on, and we've got another one to add to your indie gaming library. This is Nanomon Virtual Pet. Seems to be a trend where we have these games that kind of take over your desktop, and this appears to be yet another one of those virtual desktop companions. There's going to be 25 different monsters that will infect your desktop. You can chill with them, you can feed them, you can pet their little heads, all sorts of adorable stuff. Go fishing, play a little stickball, and there's even some battles. Watch them evolve and grow from their cute little forms all the way up to cute big forms, I guess. You can nab these monsters on the 24th. It's coming from Oscar Britan and Akupara Games. It's time for our honorary deck builder on the list. You know we get one every week, just about every week anyways. This is Shuffle Tactics, coming from Club Sandwich and the Arcade Crew, a grid-based deck builder that has tons and tons of random weapons and turn-based strategy action. Manipulate the field in a variety of ways, perform epic combos. It's all up to you, but I really love the comic book art style that they're going for with Shuffle Tactics. Now they do mention Final Fantasy Tactics as an inspiration. That always perks the old ears up, and that the battles will be turn-based. So that also perks my ears up because I am a huge turn-based combat fan. But there are a lot of different cards you'll be able to collect. You're going to be able to have sidekicks in this game, 3 different heroes, 10 sidekicks, 27 enemies, 300 hero cards, lots of replayability in this one. Orders up, Indie Warriors. I love a good burger from time to time. I don't get them all the time, but when I bite into a juicy burger, oh, it is sheer euphoria. Well, when you mix burgers and witches and developer Cyber752 with Indie.io, you get something potentially special called Burger Witch, a magical management simulation title. From french fries to cheeseburgers, this is one of those crazy kitchen games where you're going to be running around, you're going to be laughing, you're going to be making potions, all sorts of craziness going on here. Taking place within cartoonish dungeons, you'll also have co-op features here so that you can go out with a friend. There's a witchcraft book for you to learn a bunch of recipes, you can shop, you can get tools, some really chill music to listen to. The whole thing looks pretty damn adorable. Fire it up this week. Hope you didn't fill up on burgers too much, because you gotta save some room for Dark Mine. It ain't easy. You need calories to explore these treacherous ruins in this retro horror game. Your first night on the job goes horribly wrong. You find all kinds of dead bodies, hear weird noises, your crew is lost. You're gonna need night vision to tackle this retro nightmare. You will have a camera attached to you. It might be your best chance at documenting everything and staying alive. Nobody's going to believe this story unless you have it on film. Enjoy classic PS1 style visuals, but I hope you're not claustrophobic, because the walls will close in on you or the rocks will fall on you very quickly in this nightmarish release coming to us from Cyber752 and Indie.io. Wait a second, didn't they make the last game? I thought I was going nuts. They have 2 games coming out this week. Crazy. Alright, make that 3 games apparently. Cyber752 and Indie.io are teaming up again. Is this like a trilogy? Am I missing something here? I don't know. I'm just here to report the releases, folks. Don't hold it against me. This is Night Shift. Looks like you're gonna be in charge of a 24/7 pizza joint, having to clean up the place. But fair warning, you aren't supposed to look outside the windows at any time whatsoever. What happens when you tell people not to do something usually? They of course do it. Yet again, going for that PS1 visual style, you will hand out pizzas, take out the trash, put chairs on the table before you exit, if you can exit, and get spooked by some crazy ghouls. They look very unusual in this game. But hey, if you need a job that bad, come work for I Dream of Indie Games. Don't work at this pizza place. We're not hiring at the moment, sorry. Apparently a lot of stuff going on with witches this week too. I don't know, this has been a strange week of releases so far, hasn't it? Are we being watched, or is something going on here? Anyways, Quantum Witch is coming to us from Nikki J on the 24th, a game that explores a feud between the old gods. This is a narrative-driven adventure game where you will point and click your way through various old-timey locations. Your choices are critical to how the story will play out, meaning there are going to be multiple endings. I really like the retro visuals here, great pixel art style, and I kinda like the vibe that they're going for overall, with you playing as a shepherdess thrown into a huge conflict of sorts. There's even going to be some romance in the air, interesting. Seems pretty ambitious for an indie release, but I am going to be checking this one out for sure. Well, cowabunga dudes, having previously released on other platforms, now Xbox lovers will be able to enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate from Super Evil Megacore. It was a pretty fun game. There's actually a full review of it up on the channel. It's definitely more of a roguelike compared to other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games of the past, with some procedurally generated missions to go through. You can enjoy the game in either solo play or in full online co-op. There's lots of gear to get, some pretty fun combos, the combat's decent, has a solid visual style to it. I actually like this game, so if you are an Xbox lover or you just only own Xbox, you don't have any other options, it's worth checking out for sure, especially if you are a Turtles fan, and who isn't? Moving right along and back to the romance, we have ToHeart launching on Steam and Nintendo Switch on the 25th, coming to us from Aqua Plus and DMM Games, along with Shiravoon. This is a romantic classic from the 90s apparently, coming back for modern audiences. All of you folks out there who are trying to recapture or relive your high school years, well, this might be the game for you. It has new, updated HD visuals for you to enjoy, dual language support, and full voice acting. Nice. So if you're just chasing nostalgia or you want a new visual novel to add to your collection, maybe ToHeart will steal your heart this week. A whimsical puzzle platformer now makes its way to the Nintendo Switch for the first time on the 25th. It's Once Upon a Puppet, where you will pull the strings and unravel a magical story about friendship and love and all of that feel-good warm stuff. Every platform in the game is a prop, and there's puzzles in this title as well. There's a theater brought to life with gorgeous environments. There's even a few co-op challenges to take on. It's just gonna pull at the old heartstrings for sure if you haven't played it yet, and you only own a Nintendo Switch, well then, here is your opportunity. This is a long story, so I'll try to keep things brief. LongStory 2 is next on our list, a dating sim coming to us from Bloom Digital Media. Here you will navigate the challenges of life such as mental health, relationships, family dynamics, but all wrapped in a beautiful, romantic, warm, cute, cuddly package. This visual novel should bring a smile to your face. A sci-fi classic returns on the 26th, it's System Shock 2, the 25th anniversary remaster. That's right, this is a remaster. Now we know that Night Dive did a full-on remake of the original System Shock. You won't get that here, but what you will get is a significantly updated version of the original with improved visuals, the option to now do multiplayer co-op, full mod support, and some nice audio touches that should make it more chilling than ever. See if you can survive the horrors of this ship in what many consider a classic masterpiece. The game will be available on all major consoles and PC too, so nobody should be left out. And one that I've very much been looking forward to myself, it's Ruffy and the Riverside, dropping on the 26th as well from Zocrates Laboratories and Fippen Games. There's a very interesting swap mechanic at play here where you might turn lava into ice, you might turn bouncy mushrooms into steel to progress forward. Lots of different secrets and potential combinations to play around with in this magical looking world. Definitely down for a puzzle style platformer. Now let's play a little roulette, risk everything, what do you say? That seems to become another popular thing in video games. This is Hunter Roulette, which is launching on the 26th from Pili Starship PTE. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world full of blood and dread, and strategy is involved in this title. Oh yes, you'll need to bluff and make some very careful decisions in the last moments if you hope to survive. This is a PvP party game of sorts that will have your nerves all the way through the roof. You might have to get your blood pressure checked after this one. It could be up there pretty high, so spin, survive, and hope that you can make it to the end in Hunter Roulette. Nintendo Switch fans will also get another treat that they were sadly deprived of for a while now. Until Then, a great little story adventure game that we've also reviewed here at I Dream of Indie Games, makes its way to Switch in just a few days. The game explores themes such as friendship, the struggles of being a student, music. There's a lot going on here and a really cool twist towards the end. Riddled throughout Until Then are little mini games that you can take part in and some really personal conversations. I like this game a lot and I highly advise checking it out if you're a Nintendo Switch player. And hey, that's gonna do it for this week, folks, but thank you once again for tuning in here at I Dream of Indie Games for all of the latest indie game releases. We've got news, we've got reviews, we've got gameplay impressions, so much more here at the channel. Voice to the voiceless. Keep it locked here for even more indie gaming goodness.